told you this wasn't goodbye. So we're back, kind of. And I'll explain here in a minute. So this video is basically going to be about where I've been for the last 2 years and what things are going to look like moving forward. I know a lot has changed over the last 2 years in the detailing world. As it is, it's always evolving. A lot more people pushing products, or that were supposed to be independent reviewers that are now pushing their own product, which you know who I'm talking about. But it's basically, you know, this channel is going to still remain unsponsored, and I have a lot of stuff that I'm still dealing with. As you heard in the last video that I posted almost 2 years ago, you know, my mother was killed in an auto accident, and the individual that's responsible for it, that was allegedly on his phone, is still not behind bars. There's warrants out. The guy is basically not, nobody's found him. So it's kind of a crappy situation, and I really can't speak a whole lot more on that because of, you know, any pending litigation, things like that. But it's just that whole scenario has been kind of life-changing, and I know that some of you have reached out to me. Some of you guys have sent cards and, you know, said, I appreciate all the comments. You know, I try to read every single one of them. But basically, in that happening, my wife and I had to make a decision with our personal life, with our detailing business that we had, that, you know, we both work in the oil and gas business as our primary job. We also owned Perfection Correction, which was our detailing business, and we shut that down in February of 2024 on Leap Day. And so that's the end of it. It's unfortunate. We still do some work for some clients on the side, but it's not through the LLC, not in official business. That's just something that we had to really make a long, hard, thought-out decision on what we wanted to do moving forward. And the amount of time that it required to devote to that, and still do YouTube, and still have the oil and gas business. We each have an oil and gas business that we run, and so it's just, there's an incredible amount of time that has to be allocated to everything, and we just made the decision that it was the right thing to do, was to close it. So if you factor that in, I still want to do the same thing that I've had for you guys for the last, now going on 17 years. I can't believe I've been doing this since 2008, but that's where I'm at with this. I have to, all the existing tests that I had 11 tests going, you know, monthly updates. Those, except for 2, have completely gone away because they've just been sitting back behind my shop and I haven't touched them. The other 2 that you're going to see here in probably a week or so are the paint protection film test and the trim test, because those I can still, you know, give you some content on those. I can still present those to you, but with the asterisk that they haven't been touched in almost 2 years, but they still have been outside. I haven't washed them. I haven't done anything else, but it'll be cool to see, you know, what kind of effect that all of the time has had on these, because the others that are out there, none of them are hydrophobic anymore. You know, so some of them were getting towards the end anyway. Nothing's hydrophobic. And I do have one that's still out there that we may try to spray some stuff on it and see if we can bring any of the hydrophobics back. But in reality, I don't think that's going to happen. With the closing of the shop, that sort of closes my access to some of these products that we were buying in commercial quantities, like paint protection film, some of the coatings. But you know, it's no secret, you know what I have been using in the shop. What we have been using in the shop was a lot of the IGL products, and that's why I like to test a lot of those compared to everything else that was available on the market. But the paint protection film, you know, that's I know there's a lot of the new companies that have popped up in the last 2 years. There's lots of new colored PPF, a lot of different vinyl products, and some of that, I guess I kind of want to hear from you what you want to see moving forward. So there's a couple things that I still had planned before I put everything on pause, and I still want to finish those. And it's like the Rupes, they have the cordless polishers that came out. Well, during this 2 years, I've acquired those, and so they've just been sitting here on a shelf unopened. But I want to apply those and add those to the cordless polisher test, and to see how they're going to hold up. I have a couple other vehicles that have become available to me from neighbors and friends that want, certain unique scenarios. Like a guy bought a work van and he has a lot of the paint fade from where the decals used to be. Is that something you want to see? How to remove that, how to get it all uniform looking if you can. This channel has slowly evolved from when everything started in 2008, and it's sort of kind of what you guys want to see. And I'm here to independently test without any outside influence, and I want to keep it that way because, as you've seen over the last 2 years, it's definitely a dying breed. These people finally give in to the money and they see the dollar signs. And again, I refuse to do that. I'm going to stay independent for you guys. People have called me the project farm of the detailing world, and I kind of like that. But it's one of those things where this channel, I don't do it for the money because I don't make any money off of it. Any money that is brought in buys product. And even over the last 2 years, I've just let it amass in the ScottHD YouTube account to buy some of these products. So again, if there's a coating you want to see, I'm more than happy to acquire it, especially if it can be acquired by the general public. I know that there's a certain Canadian influencer slash organizer, whatever you want to call him, that has now come out with his own product. If you want to see that tested against other stuff, I've seen that in the comments, so I think that's probably going to be something that's tested. Are there any other products that you want me to see? So I'll put out a feeler video for that here in the coming weeks, but it's going to be kind of slow getting back into things here. Again, the oil and gas business is kind of crazy right now, and so I'm trying to balance my time with everything. I have a daughter, a preteen daughter that she's very busy with activities, so that's always been primary focus. So I want to make sure that I can try to keep everybody happy and still offer you at least some content. At least right away, it's not going to be, when I put things on pause, I tried to have an update for you either every other day or every third day, and I'm not able to do that right now. So I think I want to build back up to that for you guys, where I can have 10 different tests going every month for X amount of time. But it's just right now, it's just going to be tough to do that. So I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that I'm here for you guys. And I want to hear from you because this is for you guys. Part of me is kind of sad that the detailing business went away, but it's one of those things you have to make the decision. One of the hardest decisions you'll make is to try to drag things out or to move on. And so the answer for the detailing business was to move on. And it's unfortunate. I don't want you guys and the content I produce for you guys to suffer as a result. I don't think it will, but it's just, as I said, it's going to take a while to get back to the level where I was before. So again, I am all ears. So by all means, post in the comments what you want to see moving forward. If there's specific products you want to see, I'll write them down, hold on to them, make sure I can acquire them. The one from the influencer to the north, I'm probably going to have to acquire that through somebody else because he knows who I am. And so, but again, that's not going to affect my opinion on the product. If it is genuinely a good product, by all means, you'll be able to see that. But, I'm not there to, badmouth somebody's product if it's otherwise a good product. So again, I feel like I'm rambling. One other thing, you may have noticed this vehicle behind me and that there is no longer a white GT350R Mustang behind me. Well, this replaced that. And so this is a Lexus GSF. You'll probably see me, polishing on it, using other products on it, whatever. This is one of those cars that kind of fell in my lap that my wife and I had been looking for a car like this for a long time. Actually, even when we owned our Mustang, we were still looking for something like this. This one sort of fell in our lap. So this is a Lexus GSF. They only made them for 5 years, 2016 to 2020. And in this specific color, there were only 43 that were made. And of the 43, there's only 9 left that are clean title, no accidents, no paint work. This is one of those. So, pretty special car for me. and you'll probably see a lot of that going forward. But if you are interested more in that type of thing, I do have a specific channel for the Lexus F cars, which is the GSF, ISF, RCF, IS 500F Sport, and the LC 500. Those cars, it's at All Things F if you want to see that. And that channel actually started about a month ago. Here it is, February 2025. I started that channel in the very beginning of 2025. As I said, I do have some other channels that are non-monetized, anything like that, not anything, just more of an information type of thing. Farm and ranch, because again, we have land out here, a lot of farming equipment and unique implements, things like that. But anyway, just wanted to share that information that you're going to be probably seeing this in some future videos using different products, etc. I feel like I'm rambling here, so thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.